So, got all my chores done, so I'm just hanging out with the cat and the dog and some barley pop. And it occurred to me, I was watching Vlad Grutz, and he mentioned cooking oil. And I hadn't really considered that. I've got cooking oil, but I don't have like a store of it. And it made me think about preserving food. And if you haven't, a lot of people make jerky. They got those little dehydrators and stuff. But if there's no power, you're not going to have your little dehydrator. So you got to do it old school. So you can either, put the meat out in the sun, which people would be afraid of spoilage that way, or you can preserve it. A couple of methods that I'm fond of is pickling and salting. So, like, as far as meat goes, pork is about. Sorry, I got a little shake going on there. Um, Pork is about the best meat to salt. If you salt beef, it's going to turn into a brick. And I mean, as solid as one. And you'll have to soak it for a long time for it to soak any moisture back up, and you'll be to make it edible. You will literally break teeth on it if you try to eat it like jerky or something. Um, Besides, it'll be raw. You want to cook it anyway. But pork does not do that. Pork stays fairly tender. Of course, you still got you really want to cook your pork. Um, you will have to soak it to get the moisture back in it before you cook it, but it won't take nearly as long as beef, um, and it will be a lot more tender than beef. Um, I guess you can salt about any meat, but beef and pork are the most common. I'm sure you can do venison. It's probably similar to beef, though. Um, Fish, salted fish. I've never had salted fish, but I've had pickled fish, and it's actually not bad. Um, that's one thing that's still really cheap. Well, two things that are still really cheap is salt and vinegar. Vinegar you can preserve about any kind of food you can think of in vinegar. Now, is it all going to taste good? No, it's going to taste like vinegar, but it'll still hold its nutrition. So there you go. Um, I have, I don't have a lot of vinegar here. I'm going to get some more, but I've got a lot of salt, and I really want to make some salt pork. And you can store it in. You can make a brine, salt water, and store meat in that. But regular salt pork can remain good for up to a year, depending on how thick you cut the meat. I don't know a whole lot about it. Um, I know they used to store entire barrels of pork. They would cut up a whole hog and put it in a barrel, head and all, and salt each layer. Hundreds of years ago. Um, it's up to you. Gets down to it, you're going to use every part of the animal, right? I've never had chitlins, but I might find out here in the next few months what they taste like. Um, just you do what you got to do. Y'all know that. I'm preaching to the choir here. So since I'm preaching to the choir, I'm going to shut up now. So till next time, I'm out Victoria Curum. Stay safe out there.